Hi everyone, welcome to the Quipster Film Review Podcast. My name is Vince Leo, I'm the author of the film review website Quipster.net. I've been doing film reviews since 1996. Nearly 4,000 of my written work can be found there at that website. Quipster.net is where to go, QWIPSTER.net. Today I'm going to be looking at a highly touted film that's out in the theaters right now. It's called Baby Driver. It's the latest film from writer-director Edgar Wright. It's an action thriller, rated R for strong violence and language, and it runs an hour and 53 minutes. Ansel Elgort is the star, supporting roles going to Kevin Spacey, Lily James, John Hamm, and Jamie Foxx. This film set in Atlanta. Ansel Elgort is the star, as I mentioned. He plays Baby, who is a baby-faced, naturally, but extremely talented driver. He is constantly playing music on several of his old iPods while he works to overcome his persistent tinnitus, which was the result of a childhood car accident that left Baby an orphan. Luckily for us, Baby's taste in music is impeccable. We get music from such acts as Queen and T-Rex and the Commodores and Barry White, very eclectic. Simon & Garfunkel has a song in here, Baby Driver, which provides the inspiration for the title. Even Young MC gets dusted off in the course of this soundtrack. So while Baby works as a wheelman in order to pay back a debt to a powerful crime boss named Doc, played by Kevin Spacey, that sends the taciturn lad out on a series of bank heists. We get a great soundtrack to tap our feet to along the way. We observe slickly edited and beautifully choreographed car chases set to this music. And the trouble for Baby in this film is he hates what he does and he wants out of the profession as soon as his debt to Doc is paid off, which he does, and he later finds that Doc knows that Baby is the best driver in the business. He's not going to let his golden goose go just for nothing. So Baby Driver is Edgar Wright's fifth film, and if you followed his career, you know this is really the culmination of a great many of his most beloved facets as a filmmaker to date. He's distilling his penchant for loopy themes, his cinema literacy, his dedication to homage, and cliche subversion, and he makes a new breed of comedic action movies all along the way. If you've seen his previous four films, you know what I'm talking about. I would also argue, at least for me, that Baby Driver is his best film as well, although I do know that many of his fans are likely going to argue against this. They're pretty much entrenched into championing one of his older efforts, Shaun of the Dead, or Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, or what have you. Granted, those films have held up to repeat viewings over many years, so it's hard to argue against that. Those films are not going to be easily dethroned in the minds of many, so we're going to be arguing about this for many years, probably till the next time that Edgar Wright releases a film. In another way, Baby Driver explores similar themes to his other films, including how a man has to confront a troubled past in order to mature beyond his current predicament and then hopefully find success. That seems to be a running theme in pretty much every Edgar Wright film so far. Now, perhaps Baby Driver is mostly fueled by style, much more so than substance, but oh, what a beautiful style Edgar Wright has brought to the big screen. Stellar camera work, a lot of emphasis on thrilling stunts, the aforementioned killer soundtrack. It really drums up that extra kick of adrenaline to make for some truly exciting cinematic moments. This is a cool film, and it's a breath of fresh air amid a stale slate of action films that have been coming out during the summer doldrums. And certainly, this is not just another punching robot snooze fest. This one offers a sweet romance between Baby and a diner waitress named Deborah, played by Lily James. It generates palpable tension for the film as the proceedings get increasingly more dangerous and deadly. And while it would seem implausible that the two lovebirds would find some sort of deep emotion for one another, such that they would make some life plans together after just a couple of nice dates, within the course of the film itself, we do get the sense that they can see something within each other that they've been looking for all along and are willing to take some chance to find love and happiness in each other's arms. There are solid performances here that grace Baby Driver. Ansel Elgort, really a lot of naysayers against him, but he really does exemplify the immature aspects befitting the name Baby, but he also offers a less badass action hero that still manages to be worth rooting for. Kevin Spacey is also very good as the shrewd crime lord who also sees something within Baby that makes him different than other criminals in his employ. The other criminals seem to be only in it for less noble reasons, and their bond needs to be coerced out of them with threats and money, so Baby is someone to be trusted, and he's very good at what he does, which is why Doc really loves having him on the team. Rounding out the fine supporting performances are Jamie Foxx as Bats. Foxx really is here in full and yet still amusing psychopathic menace mode. Jon Hamm plays Buddy, who rides more on intimidation and charisma this time out, and it gives Hamm some good screen presence as kind of a bad guy. Lily James is also appealing. She's not asked to give a great deal in terms of performance other than to be sweet and attractive. Along those lines, Eiza Gonzalez, who plays Buddy's partner in crime and in life, gets a little bit lost amid the machismo as the fourth member of the group of bank robbers. Some of the criticism may be lobbed against this film's female characters. In fact, if you go through Edgar Wright's career, that seems to be a common theme there as well, unfortunately. But he does come full circle with Baby Driver from the notion that he presented in Hot Fuzz, in which he delves headfirst into action tropes and those stylistic flourishes, and it leaves plausibility by the wayside, but he does it in such a smarter, more exhilarating fashion that makes this one of the best action thrillers in recent years for those who like to feel a connection to the characters as well as enjoyment of the dialogue in between the cool set pieces and those feats of daring do. The literacy in genre is superb from Wright, as they have been with all of his other movies, and such added homage to other bank robber films like Bonnie and Clyde. There's even homage in terms of having a broken pair of old Wayfarer glasses that you found in Bonnie and Clyde. That is a knowing nod here for those film fans. Now, call it the more discerning filmgoer's preference to, say, the Fast and Furious franchise. It resides somewhere between those international box office blockbusters and art house sensibilities like the ones you would find in Nicholas Winding Refn's Drive. Now, one could nitpick about Baby Driver being a bit long in its runtime for the kind of film it is, or in the shallow portrayal of its female characters, but in the end, this is too wild and fun a ride to not want to hop on for a spin in this very whacked out and zany world with a complimentary jukebox of amazing songs. Like Baby does in his homemade mixtapes where he takes recorded diegetic sounds and places them into a new and original kind of song, so too does Edgar Wright as a filmmaker do on film. He's more interested in making new forms out of old standards, something that will no doubt draw out comparisons to others in this class like Quentin Tarantino, for instance. His use of camera, his editing, his music are what separates Edgar Wright from other modes of storytellers, and it's something that he uses to full effect here. It's a pure form of cinema in Baby Driver that further solidifies its author's place as one of the great talents among the current generation of filmmakers. I'm giving Baby Driver 4 stars out of 4, and a 4 stars on my scale means that I do think if you would all have any interest in this film, go out and see it. It is definitely well worth your time and interest to go see. It'll probably be in my top 10 films of the year. I really did have a great time with Baby Driver. Thanks everyone for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you do go out and see Baby Driver and you have a different take or you just want to agree, you can send me a note. You can find my contact information on my website. Quipster.net is where to go. QWIPSTER.net. You can also find more of my podcasting work by going to the In Session Film Podcast. Click the subscribe button there. I join JD and Brendan on their extra film segments. So check out InSessionFilm.com for more details on that. And until next time, thanks everyone. Please enjoy your time anytime you get to go to the movies.